I'm live. What is up, my people? What is up? Early OP in the chat because I'm 1 minute early. So this debate is mainly 1 second. Okay. So if you haven't, this is only the second time I'm doing a live debate. So excuse me if things aren't very polished. So and also because the fact that I'm very inexperienced with debates, this is an experiment for me too. I want to see arguments, lines of thought I that I haven't encountered before, and I want to see how I handle those. So that's what these are for. And also, I'm not interacting with people in the chat a lot because I'll be interacting with people live on camera. So, in case you do want to say something in the chat, you can send me a super chat. I do have that facility available. My channel has been monetized, and I don't want the entire debate to be on just a conversation between 1 second between me and one person, and so I'll do only 10 minutes per caller. So each person will have a duration of time during which they can be on the camera. I'll post a link, don't worry, I'll post a link that you can join pretty soon. I just want to say a couple of things at the start. Now, the rules of this debate are the same as last debate. I have posted them in the description in case you want to read them. And also, this debate, I mainly want to talk on points on alternative medicine, questions you have about alternative medicine, because I know many people um, who who either have used alternative medicine themselves and or know someone who has, and having found some relief or whatever, they do have uh, some questions about the efficacy of alternative medicine. So we I want to talk about all that. And yeah, that's about it. Also, this goes without saying, but trolls, I will remove you. There are people I'm sure who just want to troll on the call, so I will remove you immediately. So, in case you do want to talk about alternative medicine, I'll post the call link now. As soon as you come on, you can see a private chat over here. Uh, uh, Put a message of what you want to talk about, and I will get to you. So, let me, that's the call link here, and I've pinned it. You can see the pinned message, so people can click on that link, and i- there's no obligation to turn on your camera. You can just, as long as you have a mic, you can come click on that link and come over on call. Also, one more thing, in case you don't have a mic, I can't add you. It doesn't let me add you onto uh, the screen. So I see one person, Akarshit, who doesn't have a mic, it seems. So please don't come in if you don't have a mic, because you'll just hold up a slot and hold up the queue, and there are only 10 slots in the queue. Uh, so I can't take you in. So please, if you don't have a mic, please don't join the call. Okay, I will take on the first person. That's Lokesh. Lokesh is gone, I think. Okay, I'll take the next person, John Paulson. Hey, John. I believe you also support me.
Hi Pranav. Yeah, I do. And
Yeah, thanks, man.
keep the
Thanks
great
for the
work of
support.
mine.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I said, yeah, keep it up, man. You're doing great work.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
What did you want to tell me, ask me, anything?
so yeah, I hope you're doing well. I've actually watched a lot of
Yeah,
your
I'm
videos.
doing good.
I do agree with you, but the question I have is, my parents, they, uh, even though I've tried to share a lot about how alternative medicine or homeopathy, it's just, it's, it's more of pseudoscience, and
Mhm.
how it's too diluted, still they don't,
Mhm.
you know, they, they feel that it has healed them in the past, and
Mhm. Mhm.
so it would work. So
Mhm.
I find it hard to, uh,
Convince them.
yeah,
So
convince.
you're asking how do I convince them, right?
Yeah, that's the main
Okay.
thing.
See, there's a saying, and I say this all the time. A man whose opinion is changed, a man whose beliefs are changed against his will, is of the same opinion still. So that's what's happening to with your parents, and that happens with my parents also. A lot of people who are watching their parents also. So in general, if you try to tell them, hey, this is what you should think, you should be thinking this way because things in the world are this way. If you do that, it's highly unlikely you'll change anyone's mind. Instead, what really works is just tell them, hey man, I can see your face. So hi. A better thing to do would be tell them things are this way, and leave it at that. If they want to change their mind, let them look at it and change their mind themselves. Don't convince them, don't tell them what to think, none of that shit. Just tell them, hey, things are this way, this is why I think this way, and so it's reasonable for me to believe this. Further, if they ask you questions, if they want to know, okay, if they want to debate you or argue with you or whatever, just ask them, okay, why do you think this way? Couldn't what you say, for example, if they say something like, I know someone who has found great pain relief, or his disease is cured thanks to homeopathy, just ask them, just get them to think, couldn't it be because that disease could have healed itself over time? Couldn't it be because they could a lot of homeopathy doctors, what they do is they ask the patient to continue their modern medicine, whatever their doctors gave them, continue those medicines, and alongside continue my homeopathy medicines also. So you can ask them, couldn't it be because those medicines became effective over a longer period of time? Couldn't it be because the modern medicine is what cured them? How can you be sure? If they're having both, how can you be so sure it's a homeopathy that healed them? So just get them to think in this direction, and there are no guarantees. If they change their opinion themselves, if they think about it and they conclude something themselves, then uh, you can expect them to think and behave in the way you wish them to. But otherwise, I wouldn't go much further than that, because I don't think us trying to convince anyone will convince anyone anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, so thank you, Pranav. So I'll just tell them where I stand, but not try
Yep.
to, like, force
Yeah.
them or anything. Yeah, that's a great
Yep.
answer. Thank you so
Exactly.
much.
Yeah, man. No problem.
Uh,
See you.
See you.
Bye. Yeah. Akarshit, I'm adding you to the stream. Wait, just 1 second, Akarshit. I just want to look at private chat also. No one has said anything. In case anyone wants to talk about any alternative medicine, just let me know in the private chat and I will prioritize taking you on the call. So, yeah, Akarshit,
Hi
what's up, man?
Pranav, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, man. I'm great.
I've been watching your videos lately. My question is that in our education system, the
Mhm.
concept, the science is not is taught in a way which
Mm-hmm.
I want to learn. Like it is taught for the exam, for test, but
Exactly.
uh, but I want to know. So for what can I do to overcome this promise? I am a very science enthusiast. So I don't know how to proceed with science.
Mm.
And
That's a good question, man. And I think you want other avenues to where you can enjoy science other than school, other than
yes,
academics.
yes,
And you're
because
asking me
in
how.
schools it is all about memorizing
Agree.
and and all about, and there's sometimes the teachers to tell us to just memorize the formula or the
Mm.
concept instead of understanding and in a practical form, in real world form. So it
Mm.
makes me look dumb in class, but I'm actually a science enthusiast.
Mm. That's great, man. I think this enthusiasm is what you need first. Um, Getting really good at something comes later with time, over time. The enthusiasm is what lets you, that will, is what drives you over time to get better at it. So I think this is what we need. And coming to your question, so the issue is that for most people, for almost everyone, the only exposure they get to science is in school through academics. And
Yes.
what I'm trying to do with my channel, and I think there are a couple of others, we're trying to bring science, uh, give an avenue for people to expose themselves or to experience science in a way that's not through academics. So my channel is one. There are many other content creators, not many in India, but outside India there are a lot of
Mm.
creators who do science. And if you develop, if this sort of exposure is there, eventually you'll find yourself, reading books, reading books on science, listening to podcasts on science,
Okay.
whatever audio platform. So those things, I think, eventually become a, an avenue for experiencing science other than academics. And I think those are important to develop, for people to develop an interest in science. And a long term goal of mine is eventually to not only I'm just doing content now, I'm just doing YouTube
Mm.
now, but a longer term goal of mine would be to do things like workshops or even stage shows that are not just me talking, stage shows that involve me doing something, uh, like an experiment or something, something that
Mhm.
can be shown on stage, and something that will develop interest and curiosity in whoever's watching. These, along with workshops, or maybe astronomy, sky gazing seminars, all these things. I think some of these avenues are already available. There are bodies like your local planetarium that conduct these things. So
Mm.
the answer to your question would be to, uh, there has to be avenues like this where
Mm.
you can experience science outside academics. Some of them are there. You might want to go searching for them, maybe because they're not that visible right now. But a long term goal of mine is to make science more accessible to the public, like this. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. It's very helpful. And out of curiosity, I'm asking the second
Mhm,
question. I will
mhm,
not take much of a time. What are your
mhm,
education qualification? I mean, what is your expertise?
mhm,
Which area in science you have
mhm.
attained a degree or something?
So I'm an engineer. I did my engineering from NIT Calicut, and I've
Oh,
for the last 6 years, I think 7 years, I've been in the educational field. I've been creating content outside, not just YouTube. Uh, been creating content for an edtech company
okay.
that mainly in physics for 11th and 12th grades. So I have experience teaching, making educational content that way. And yeah, and then there's this YouTube. So I've been working in science for, yeah, my whole life. So yeah.
That's great. That's great. चलो
Yep.
ठीक है. Then bye. Love you.
Yep. See you, man.
Love
Thanks.
your work.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
See you. So I'm looking at the private chat now, and cool. I'm gonna. There is someone called the G. Is that Gaurav? I think that's Gaurav, but I'm gonna take an MKT, um, because he also wants to talk about alternative medicine. Gaurav, if that's you, say something in the private chat, please. I'm taking MKT. Hey, man, I believe you were there in the live
On the
stream. Yeah, yeah,
Diwali chat. Okay.
yeah. MKT, I called you.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I called you the
It
wrong thing.
happened. It
What's MKT
happened.
again? I forgot your. That was
Yeah,
your
it was
name,
Manish Kumar Tirur.
Manish. I'll call you Manish. Say, I
Acha.
mean,
Uh,
next time, please, Manish, say
okay.
Manish and not
Okay.
MKT.
Okay. Sorry. Acha.
Yeah, man. What's your
Can
question?
we start?
Yeah,
Uh, so
sure.
there is a medicine called Entrodin. Huh? So
Mm-hmm.
what I've been using this since I was small. Whenever I had a dysentery, I can give you the link for it if in the private chat. I don't know how it
Mm-hmm.
works, but it works. So it's a
What is the name
homeopathic
of the
medicine.
medicine again?
I'm
And
giving the link. Huh? You can see for yourself. Uh,
what genre of medicine is it? Is it?
it's gastrointestinal protector, whatever it just works. So my point was
Mm,
the I believe that there is only one modern medicine, as you rightly said in one of your videos.
mm-hmm.
But the thing is, most of the time there are some medicine where the methods may be wrong. I'm not defending the branch of medicine, alternative medicine. Some things are there
Mm-hmm.
which simply work, but
Mm-hmm.
there have not been enough trials or anything to validate. For example, my grandmother used to yeah, she makes marigold plant, na marigold plant. So
Mm-hmm.
my grandmother used to make the cream out of it, up from the leaves, and we used to use it as an antiseptic. So it's
Okay.
some things like that. They, it's working. I'm trying to say alternative
Mm-hmm.
medicine is working because there's some elements of it which might be working on a pure
Mm-hmm.
luck.
Okay, so yeah, I'll answer you. So I think you're asking, there might be something in the alternative medicine that may be effective, and maybe that's what's
Hmm.
causing the whatever
Right, right.
patient relief or whatever. So the
Not in
answer
all
is
the cases. I may add,
yeah,
not in all the cases.
yeah. In the case of some alternative medicines, maybe there are active ingredients that do help. I agree with you, but the issue is. Uh, More often than not, there are many other things in the medicine that are either unnecessary or are just you know
Harmful.
additional, don't have any effect. So the issue is to isolate exactly what has that effect. You need testing, you need to research on the medicine, you need to you need to find the chemical constituent that is uh, having that pharmacological effect on the body.
Hmm, hmm.
So if you have if you eat just for example, some turmeric for some stomach issue or whatever, without knowing exactly what is the ingredient that you're having, that may be having an effect, if it is having any effect at all.
No,
um
may
if
I add,
unless
there
you
have been some studies which have proven that it is inconclusive.
Mm-hmm. So basically, unless you're able to tell exactly what the effect is, you won't know, and you won't know what it is. Uh, that is effective, or if nothing is effective. Now you told me that you kept having dysentery and you ate this medicine, right?
Hmm.
So as far as I know, dysentery is something that resolves itself. Even if you
It is a
don't take any
self-correction problem.
medicines. Yeah, it's self-limiting, right? So even if you don't have any medicine, I believe you will be all right in a while. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that could be what's happening to you over time. You could be getting better yourself. So you will never know this unless there is actual testing where there are many patients. You give this medicine to many patients and see how many of them actually the disease actually resolves, and how many of them resolve the disease without getting this medicine at all. That's the placebo control group. By the way, if you want to know what I'm talking about, I've put a link
You have made a
below.
video.
Yeah,
You
I've
have made
made
a
a
video.
video on alternative medicines, why people think they work. Made a video on that. So I've linked that in the description also if you want to check it out. But I hope I answered your question.
Uh, yeah, somewhat. I had some more points to say. For example,
Hmm.
I'm directly quoting this.
Hmm.
There is a day. Have you heard
By
about
the
Mawa
just
Pond? Okay, 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 okay.
one second, I'm interrupting you. Gaurav, by the way, you are next. Yeah, yeah. Tell me, Manish.
Have you heard about the Mawa Ponds?
Uh, what
Mahua Ponds.
MOBA?
Mahua Ponds.
Mahua pounds. I've
Acha,
not heard of
I'll
it.
take just 5 minutes, max to max. So
Mhm.
this is a very I've tried to make some scientific. I've tried to research. Listen to this. Listen, just listen to this. Uh, During the summer season, in there's a tree called mahua where people used to make. It's some people dry it and they make alcoholic drinks and other things from that. So in the jungles of Dalma is a local area near Jharkhand. I'll not stress this over. So what happens is because the terrain is such that after rainfall, whatever ponds are there, local ponds, they used to get contaminated with this mahua ponds. They used to get these fruits, and these nuts used to ferment it, and this water used to seep into the local ponds. So what happened? All the locals there, they used to get this problem of m- how do they used to get some methyl compounds in their drinking
Okay.
water.
Okay.
So the locals there, they have devised a new. They used to make a syrup or something like that. So they, when the rainy season comes, they everyone is consuming the same liquid. They don't know why, but it
Okay.
works for everyone.
Okay. All right.
So this is an interesting thing. If you can find out about this,
Yeah, this is interesting. Maybe there is some alternative. Sorry, maybe there is some active substance in what they're drinking that does have a pharmacological effect. But right now, based on what you've said, I can only speculate. So
okay,
yeah,
okay.
let me
I'll
know if
send the
you
links
share a
and
link
everything
or
on your
something.
email ID. Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Cool, cool. That's perfect. Cool, man. Is that all? Shall I remove you?
Yes, yes, yes.
See you, man. Thanks. Bye. Gaurav, you are up next. What's up, man?
Hey, hi Pranav. Hi.
Hey, hey.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yep. Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
you
am
are
your
audible.
ardent fan, Pranav, including Dr. Abby, Vimo, and Narendra Naik sir as well. So
That's
apparently
awesome.
my wife is an Ayurvedic doctor, and
Yeah.
I'm against alternative medicine, and we generally have these arguments. uh,
Mm-hmm.
she knows that Ayurveda is pseudoscience, but always argues that these Ayurvedic practitioners see the physiology or understand the body differently, and like not the way modern medicine doctors see that, and She also says that they have an holistic approach, and this is one thing. The second thing is, she also says that the scriptures that are in Sanskrit have many interpretations, and they are not translated very well, and that's the problem.
Mm, mm, mm. So,
So,
what's your question?
so my question is like, I mean, I feel like I couldn't defend after that. Like if the moment she said that it is so deep, that the scriptures are so deep that
Mm,
uh, like, there are multiple interpretations, and I mean, you really won't know,
mm.
not really won't know that
So,
it's deep. It's tough to understand.
are you asking me what's my response to
Yes, I
someone
want. Yeah,
saying,
yeah. I want.
"Hey,
Yes, yes. Please respond to this.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay." So, first thing, there is a fallacy in whatever this line of thought is, that hey, there are scriptures. It's just that we don't understand them quite clearly enough. The fallacy is that we are appealing to our ignorance. So the fact that we don't know how it works is what they're citing as a reason for the fact that it works. That's not how anything in the world works. When you don't know how something works, concluding that it works is a fallacy. Now it may or may not work, but but concluding so unless you know the reason is a fallacy. So now the problem with this is that you can use this as a defense to anyone that says that it doesn't work. Now saying that it doesn't work is trying to prove a negative claim. This has a lot of parallels between arguments for God also.
Hmm.
um, if someone says that hey, someone claims that hey, this works, or this is how it is, or this belief I have exists in the real world, then they have to provide evidence of whatever they're claiming. For us to disprove whatever they're saying is not possible. That same thinking can work in the case of alternative medicine also. If you claim that hey, this medicine has this effect, I can't disprove that. You have to give evidence for whatever you're saying, and unless you give that, there's nothing that can be done. Also, another thing is that when people say that alternative medicine, or doctors or physicians of alternative medicine understand the body in a different way, see, the thing is, the entire reason alternative medicine works is because of three things. One is two things, I would say. One is the placebo effect. I don't have to explain that to you. The other is, there are three things, sorry. The other is regression to the mean. What that means is, over time, things tend to come back to their mean. In case there's an extreme event, for example, someone's health has an extreme there's an extreme worsening of someone's health. Over time it tends to come back to normal, a normal state of health. And three is, there are self-limiting diseases, things like COVID-19 as an example. You don't have to have any medication, it'll resolve itself. So the problem is, in cases like these, when you have an alternative medicine and your disease gets resolved, you will associate your resolution, your cure, your feeling better with the alternative medicine you had. And that is again a fallacy. It's called post hoc go propter hoc fallacy, where you associate A happened, uh, B happened after A, therefore A caused B.
Right.
That's again a
Hmm.
wrong way of thinking. So these are the reasons why people tend to think alternative medicine has an effect. And if it genuinely did have an effect, it would be regular medicine. It wouldn't be alternative medicine anymore. So
Yeah.
hope I made
Cool, man.
sense.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. See you.
See,
Okay, one second. I'll look at private chat over here. Sorry. Okay, so private chat says there is Danish Dubey. Hey man, shall I take you in afterwards? I will take an Aditya now who says he's got some strong points about alternative medicine. Yeah, man.
Hey
What's up?
Pranav, I've been here before. I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
some strong, yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
recognize you. Yeah,
yeah. I got
tell
some
me.
strong points, so I'll represent, say it out aloud to you, and you will
Mhm.
respond to them one by one if it works.
Okay, sure.
So the alternative medicine is safer. That's the argument.
Is that
Safer,
the
like,
argument? Okay.
yeah. I have more arguments like it's not addictive. If you can, like,
Why? One second, one second. Let's
okay,
go with the first one. Why do you
okay.
say it's safer?
It's not addictive, so it's not safe. It's not addictive if you don't overdose. Or people usually say that the regular medicines have a lot of side effects.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'll answer your question. It's
and
not addictive.
homeopathy is like less side effects in the homeopathy. I know it's more of a placebo thing, but uh, yeah,
Okay, so you asked, you said a bunch of things. I'll go one by one. So safety is not correlated with addictiveness. Of course, things that are addictive do tend to be unsafe, but safety and addictiveness should be considered separately. I'll talk about both of these. So, first thing is safety. People usually say, hey, herbal medicines are natural. Something herbal tends to be safer. Something natural tends to be safer because, how can something that occurs on the earth be unsafe? Or, uh, there are arguments like that.
yes,
And to them, I will say, hey, there are many plant poisons. There's a
yep,
toxic. I gave an example. There is belladonna, which is a poisonous, toxic, plant,
mm,
toxin of plant origin. And there are things like snake venom. That's natural, right? That
yeah,
that can kill you. And cancers are completely natural, right? They kill a person if you have cancer. So I don't think you can take safety to be some a
yeah.
property of alternative medicine. I'll go even further. I'll say that alternative medicine is unsafe. I don't know if you're active on Twitter, but there is an
I
account
am.
on Twitter. Are you
Yeah, I am. I just
follow
recently
this?
followed Donald Trump, not for like I like him, but for the information. Yeah.
Okay, so you should follow this account called the Liver Doctor. It's
That
at the rate
is it a girl doctor? I know
No,
her,
no,
maybe.
it's not. No, it's not.
Okay.
It's a
She's the
male
foot
doctor.
doctor. Yeah, yeah,
It's a male doctor. He's a male doctor
yeah,
called Abby Phillips. He's a
yeah,
liver specialist. And the
yeah.
problem with a lot of alternative medicine, and he talks a lot about alternative medicine because he sees a lot of patients that have come to him with liver injury because of alternative medicine, particularly Ayurveda. I'll tell you what happens. So, generally, when a medicine gets approved, before a medicine gets approved, while it goes through all these trials and RCT trials and all these things,
Mm,
you test the safety of that medication. Also, unfortunately, for alternative medicine, these stringent safety requirements are not there. Things come onto the market under the category of diets and supplements, but these alternative, these ayurvedic medications. They're not under the category of medicines, they're under the category of diets and supplements. So they don't go through all these stringent safety criteria, safety checks. testing. So
Yeah.
what happens is people have these medications, they get liver injury. The reason, liver is the organ in your body that processes all toxins, all external uh, unknown substances that go into the body. They're all processed in the liver. Now if this is harmful, it first harms the liver. And this person, that this Twitter account that I mentioned,
Yeah.
Abby Phillips, just at the end of this live stream, just go to Twitter or just
The
follow
liver
me. I
doctor.
retweet him very often. Check out
Uh,
at the rate THELIVERDR.
okay.
Um,
So,
and wait, let me finish.
okay.
And he does a lot of tweets. He actually does medical cases of people who've gotten liver injury and gone and actually, they've gotten such bad liver injury that the entire liver gets damaged. The only solution at that point is a liver transplant, and they die on the transplant table because they can't get a donor liver. And this is because this something untested, like all alternative medicines, are completely unsafe. Also, last thing, you mentioned homeopathy has
Addictive.
no side effects. How
Yeah.
can you have side effects when you don't have any effect?
But you
How
can
can water
certainly
have
not say
side
like placebo effect is bad. If you know you are like if you are having medicine, placebo effect may heal you. It's
effects?
not all bad.
Sure. It's n- Placebo effect is not an effect of the medicine.
Yeah, I
You
know.
can I can give you a glass of water and say that, hey, this medicine will cure your stomachache. You can drink it, and you
But
might actually end up feeling better.
but
So
I yeah.
it's not an effect of the medicine, is what I'm saying. Even regular medicine, let's say you have paracetamol and you think it can cure your stomach issue, it you
It
might have a placebo effect from that. So yeah,
yeah.
placebo effect is not an effect of the medicine, it's an effect of the mind.
I'll carry the argument made by the previous speaker that your
Mhm.
some of his diseases get resolved with alternative medicines. So
Mhm.
it alternative medicines treats millions of people around India. They get cured. So if you're gonna contain like completely dissolve with the Ayush Mantralaya or anything, millions of people may not have the doctor. It has their pros also. It's not like it's all bad.
Mm.
You're only gonna get sick with alternative medicines.
Mm. So there is one point here which I will concur with you, that access to medicine in certain parts of India is not the same as in certain other parts, and not many people may have access to modern medicine, as you say. And I will give that point to you, but you cannot say that, hey, many people take alternative medicine, feel better, and therefore alternative medicine works. That is again a fallacy. That is confusing correlation with causation. You can say it's confusing two events that happen one after the other as being as one caused by the other. You shouldn't conclude that.
Yes.
So yeah, I will give it to you that these some criticisms like access
So
is
currently it's
that
good
no,
for
I do,
the current situation.
no,
You agree
not
with
at
my
all.
point that it treats.
Not at all. I
Okay,
I
okay.
don't agree that alternative medicine is the solution in any way. I think
Yeah.
access, changing this access that people have is the solution. It's not alternative medicine. Alternative medicine in no way cures or helps or relieves a person. It's a placebo effect, which is an effect of the mind, not an effect of the medicine. So I don't concur with you that alternative medicine is the solution in any of these cases.
Yeah, let's move on from the medicine of gaps to you made a video on biceps. Uh, that his current reels and stuff, the things he's promoting spirituality and more of it. So he
Hey man,
recently
Aditya,
gave
one
a
second, just 1 second. Can I
okay.
interrupt you? 1 second. Someone called Sameep and Chirantan and Safal in the chat, in the queue. Your mic is not connected. So please leave or please come back with your mic connected. Yeah, Aditya, go on. Yeah, be a
Yeah,
biceps.
so BA Biceps recently gave an interview to Brute India, you may know them,
Mm-hmm,
French news channel. The interviewer asked him, what about your recent controversy? So he
mm-hmm,
said, when Reels came out, a lot of
mm-hmm,
people criticized it, but I caught on with it and made Reels for the sake of getting viral and stuff.
mm-hmm.
So now he just stopped there, but now that this uh, a right-wing agenda of medicines and this is going on, he just catched it and following it. He's certainly not a good influencer, but is a good creator. So you made a video about him,
Mm-hmm.
so you should mention it also, like he's a creator, not an influencer, maybe. uh, because there is some personal hatred that spreads, a lot of your viewers may not like Beer Biceps as a person also because of that.
So, see, I think it's a lot more than what you say. I think you were uh, seeing a more relaxed version of whatever it is. You're saying that he's
Yeah,
a creator, not an influencer. I think it's far worse. A person who only cares about views and how viral a video can get, irrespective of what topic he chooses or what he says or what he presents in the video, is someone who sacrifices their honesty and integrity for views. And such a person I would never trust. That's what I would say. And if a lot of his audience is, very young, very impressionable, when he makes that content, I think he more than deserves to be criticized for all this. That's what I would say. I think
agreed.
saying that he's a creator, not an influencer, whatever you said, is
Yeah,
giving him way more
softer
credit
side.
than he does. Yeah.
Yeah. Had
Hey,
a
man.
great talk with him. You, thanks, Pranav. You can remove
Thanks,
me now.
Manad. I'll take the next person. Um, Danish, he's been waiting for a while. I'll take him in. Danish Dubey. Am I saying that right? Danish Dubey.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
And first of all, my name is Danish Dubey, not Danish.
Dan- I'm sorry. I have a friend who's called Danish, and that's why I called you that. I'm
I'm
sorry.
from North India, so it's Danish Dubey.
Danish.
Yeah.
Tell me.
So man, I just wanted. I don't have any, opposition to allopathic medicine, medicine, or I should say the scientific medicine. I just
Hmm.
wanted to point out, the previous person has a question, has had a question like the homeopathic medicines or the Ayurvedic medicines are more holistic or natural.
Mm. Mm.
So you gave an answer. I mean, the answer was good, but I think I have a better answer to that.
Hmm.
And it points out to the vital force theory of the chemistry. We all
Hmm.
have read in organic chemistry the vital force theory and how it has been disproved.
Wait, wait. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
It has been disproved because
Hmm.
previously people used to think that natural things are different from compounds that are chemical. But if
Mm.
we really think, herbal medicines, even plants, they are nothing but
Everything is
chemical. They are nothing but chemical molecules.
everything is a chemical.
So,
The
so even
water
if
you
we, so even if we like think that the homeopathic or Ayurvedic medicines we are consuming, if we think they are natural or holistic, after all, it's just a collection of chemicals and compounds. So, I mean, I'm not saying that Ayurvedic medicines might not have the ingredient that really works. For example, if we take Saridon, it helps treating the pain,
that
it helps
Ayurvedic?
treating men-
Is that Ayurvedic?
no, Saridon. It's
I
actually Saridon is actually uh man, it's hello.
It's a headache thing, I think. Yeah,
Yes, it's
but is
it's a
it
modern
Ayurvedic?
it's a scientific medicine for headaches and stuff. It's a
Yeah.
paracetamol actually.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is, for example, in Saridon, we have actually studied that this thing works, and therefore this chemical works, and therefore this should be used as a treatment. But if we
Mm.
take some Ayurvedic medicine, we don't know how many chemicals there are, including the
Correct.
ingredient that might work. So
Correct.
therefore, it's actually not safe as compared to the Saridon. I mean, I'm not saying
Correct.
Saridon will 100% work on you, but taking an Ayurvedic medicine that might actually harm you. That was my point to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I said the same thing also. But yeah, I may have been saying that to a speaker before him, so maybe you weren't there at that time. Maybe.
And then I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm in class 12, so I'm actually preparing for IIT. I'm
Hmm.
actually an aspirant.
Nice.
So you're actually a great inspiration for me. And then
Thanks,
I have
man.
a question. For example, I was reading photoelectric effect.
Mm-hmm.
So it said that the photoelectric effect cannot be explained by the classical mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Einstein's photoelectric effect, it was explained by quantum, that
Mm-hmm.
started the quantum mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually working on it. So I think I have got an insight. So I might
Mm-hmm.
write a paper on it, scientific paper on it.
Oh.
So I just wanted to ask you, is it possible that if I come up with a theory
Mm-hmm.
that kind of explains the photoelectric effect with classical concepts, is it
Mm-hmm.
possible that it might get accepted despite the quantum mechanics evidence for it?
So you have to, in your explanation, you have to also explain why, why we ended up concluding uh, against classical mechanics. We misinterpreted the evidence against classical mechanics. You have to explain that too, because you can't just say that. It's more than possible that you'll be successful in doing so, but you have to say that why everything we saw is was a misinterpretation, and why things are the way you say they are. Then yeah, your theory does stand a chance of being accepted.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Is that all?
Yes, I don't have
Great.
anything to say.
Okay, thanks, man. Thanks, Danish. See you. Next person, Sean. Sean also has a question, I think.
Hey, hi Pranav.
Hey, man.
Hey, can you see me?
Sean. Yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I'm wearing sweater because I'm not feeling well, and this is a good
Yeah,
topic today to discuss. And first of
yeah,
all,
yeah.
I want to really appreciate your content. I love the content.
Thanks, man.
You know, the from my childhood, I grew up kind of agnostic or atheist
Mm,
till the age of
mm,
20 or 24, 21 almost. And
mm,
then when I, after that, I turned to spirituality after reading Vivekananda. And actually, I was in IIT Madras doing my master's and PhD. So there was a good group where actually I got in touch with, and I was not something who will actually kind of carried away by the Sadguru kind of stuff. So in a way, somebody who actually listens to the Vivekananda, you'll know that he's a man of reason. So it is not something pseudoscience that he always promote. So that is something.
I, I'm not very sure, because he speaks very reasonably that
Mhm.
everything he says is scientific. That nothing he says is pseudoscientific. I don't think I can.
No, no,
We
no.
can
I'm not saying
conclude
no, no.
that right
I'm not
now. But
saying
go ahead.
I'm not saying he talks about scientific or not. What I'm saying
Hmm.
is that he doesn't promote a pseudoscience to the level of what Sadhguru does, like to
Yeah,
Drakshamala and all those things, right? Those stuffs. And even
maybe
back then,
not to that level.
yeah,
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 sure.
yeah.
Go
And
ahead.
even he himself says that if something doesn't appeal to you, you don't have to believe in that.
Okay,
Even the religion, the atheists
sure.
also are welcome in there. So that is a openness that he always promoted. So I always drawn to that. We had a lecture there by the Narendra Naik also, and that time I was against him because I was more spiritual. I used to think that the atheists are not thinking deep about the spirituality and everything. because as an atheist I never thought about those aspects, that turning yourself inwards and going to this. But recently, after spending almost 10 years being spiritual, I kind of started moving again to this space, and I started like new content, the way you put it,
Mm.
the way you explain it. Yeah, started making sense, because a lot of things, a lot of questions were not answered. The lot of karma theory and all those things are nonsense. You cannot, even though you can say you can go in deep inward, and you can have that genetic memory, and you can kind of take hold of it, you can get a lot of powers. Nothing is demonstrated. Even kind of Sadhguru, who he says that he's a realized person. A realized person
Mm.
doesn't make a YouTube videos, to be honest, right? I mean, he's a realized person. He should know everything about the world, about time space. There is nothing about time space for that kind of a person, because he has realized a God, right? That is what he said. So okay, so just wanted to clear that stuff. So I like your content. So okay, coming to this, the topic of today. I have been following homeopathy for more than 15 years. Now, when I started homeopathy, I never thought about, that time I was very young, maybe around 15 years. Although I was atheist, that time I never knew about, these things about homeopathy. That is not scientific. Only after going to IIT Madras, where Professor Balki, you might be knowing, if I heard, a physics professor, a very well known physics professor,
Mm.
so Balkrishnan. So he had written an article why it is not a scientific. Why why homeopathy is not a scientific. And that is the first time when I came to know that it is not a scientific, why it is not categorized as a scientific, this one stream. But I didn't bother about it, because it was working for me. And even now I can show you that, you see. Yeah, I'm using it. So now this is where my question is. Now, for last 15 years I've been using it, and I see every time it works. There has been only few occasions. For example, let's suppose I had some knee pain or something. Just for example, I'm taking. I call a doctor, and he said, "Okay, you take this medicine," and that hasn't worked. As a painkiller, just works instantaneously. Right? We know why
Mhm,
painkiller works.
mhm,
We know the
mhm,
science behind it. So this didn't work. So these are the only few
mhm,
things which I found it didn't work. For example, I got a corn also, and my doctor said I went to hospital and got it surgically removed. But my doctor
mhm,
said that corn is something that homeopathy can very well cure it, and you will see that effect immediately. And some of my close from my close circle also kind of agreed upon that. They said yeah, that worked for them. Corn is something that homeopathy works very well. Now
mhm,
these are few points like corn. If you see, I don't cannot connect that with the placebo, because you cannot think okay, this will get cured. And the this one, the cold, and this one I can understand, because with like stomach upset, cold, you can understand the placebo effect that can happen. Second point, but corn, you can say, or the chronic
So,
pain.
sorry, what are you saying? What is the
corn
disease?
corn corn is something that is a fleshy part that rises on your body somewhere.
Okay,
Corn,
okay,
COR,
okay.
right? It is because of some deficiency in your inside only. So it is not
Sure,
something caused by
sure.
external things. So
Mm,
those things. So you have to
okay.
surgically remove it. So I had corn here. It is a fleshy part. Yeah, if
Mm-hmm.
you press it, it will pain a little. That is one thing.
Okay, okay.
Second thing is my daughter is 3 years old. Now I have been giving homeopathy to my doctor to my daughter since she's less than 1 year, and now I don't know how to explain that, because now for if you
Yeah,
see, she cannot understand that medicine is given, right? So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I
Mm,
don't know how do we explain that. And I tell
mm,
you, take my word, because I'm a person who do
mm.
not just take anything for granted just like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
many
get.
times it has happened that I give medicine instantaneously, I've seen the results. And
So yeah,
yeah,
I get your question. Like you have many experiences, and you have many
let
experiences
me tell
where
you
it
one more
has
thing
worked.
before you explain. One more thing, I even went to the papers also, because I'm a PhD, right? I heard that. That's why I like your content, the way you put it. That is not something everyone does, to go through the publications
Mhm,
and to find out which are the trustworthy publications or which are not, which are
mm,
open access, which are this things. A lot of things are there, right? Which are funded by the big shots and this one. So that is
mm,
something very good you do. So I went to the publication also, and same, I didn't find many good publications, which, or even I have seen some review papers also which have reviewed the all the publication, and they say the efficacy of the homeopathy cannot be established
mm.
based on the properly done studies. So I
It's
really
not
cannot.
cannot be established. It's completely. It has no effect. it has no effect more than the placebo effect. I can give you sources of very established studies that conclude this. So yeah, go
No,
ahead.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, understand. I got the point. But there are some, I read. See, I'm not very well prepared for this debate, to be
Mm,
honest. I just, because I saw the topic today, I just tried to, get something if I can, to discuss with you. And I got one UV paper where it was mentioned that, there were some studies done where actually they saw that the effect of the homeopathy is little more than the placebo effect. But
mm,
there are not very well controlled trials done so far to show the efficacy
mm,
of the homeopathy is better than the modern science medicine,
mm,
or it is even to the level of that. That is what I'm
mm,
saying. I have to read that completely. But basically, if it was, let's suppose, kind of working, it would have been established by now, right? I know
mm.
it has been more than a century, and it should not
More
take
than
that much
that,
time.
also more than two,
Correct?
I think 2 centuries
2 centuries,
since
yes.
homeopathy has.
So yeah, so that is a part, we know that that is not established, to have been established. So but I cannot connect that why it works in my
Mm,
experience, and for the
mm,
small kids it works.
mm.
How you can explain it?
Yeah. Okay. So the answer to that is, see, if if event A happens, you take a homeopathy medicine, and event B happens where you get relief, or you get cured, or you get whatever outcome you're expecting. Saying that A caused B is not always true. To establish that it is true, you have to try it on many different people, a lot of samples, and you have to give some people a lot of some people something that is a placebo, maybe maybe plain water, or maybe some solid sugar pill or whatever. And you have to make sure that there is efficacy in this medicine be more than what is there in the placebo. Only then you can say for sure that your medicine actually has an effect. Now in your case, I don't know exactly what are the medical conditions for which you have the medicine, but in your case,
It is an allergic,
I think,
this one I can just reveal that.
yeah, I think what you had were many self-limiting diseases, conditions, or things that can resolve themselves over time. But you also had this homeopathic medicine, and you conclude that, hey, it's because of the homeopathic medicine that I got better. That may not always be right, is what I'm saying. If it is right, I don't know. The thing is, it's impossible to say for sure.
Hmm.
Almost I can say, I can only say to some maximum level of surety, because I don't know the exact cases, I don't know your exact medical conditions, I don't know the details of exactly what medicine you have. But I can say that if it's homeopathy that you had, your uh, resolution of your condition is not because of the medicine. It's almost always because it was something self-limiting, resolved over time, or you were having something else along with the medicine that had this effect. So
Hmm.
all this can only be understood if you do a proper study. That's what I was saying. Regarding your daughter, see again, what you probably saw was she probably had a very self-limiting disease, something that can resolve itself over time. If God forbid, if a child has something serious, like, I don't know, some heart condition, or some gastric, or some neurological condition, some children do have that. And for them, there is no way that any homeopathic medicine can work. Now, I cannot prove this to
I'm not
you.
even going to take risk for that. Going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
homeopathy in that.
exactly. So what you probably saw with your daughter is some self-limiting condition that got better over time. We call this regression to the mean. The state of health of someone regressed or came back to the mean. I made a video. In case you haven't seen it, in the description of this video, I've put a link to a video I made where I've given a list of reasons why people think alternative medicines work. So you can check it out. It's there in the description of this video. So I think if you just watch that video, you will get an answer to all these all the questions you asked me. And regarding that one study you mentioned, where they showed that there is some effect more than the placebo effect. I'll have to see that study and look at the specifics, look at how it was done, all these things. So I can't really comment on that
No, no,
until
no.
I see that.
I don't expect you to, because even I am also not sure. I was just, I have not read it completely. I cannot really, uh, I cannot take cannot vouch for that, because
Mm.
like, I share a screen? I'm not sure.
Um,
No,
do you want to? What are you going to share?
that paper was open here, so I thought,
Um, we
no,
can. You
it's okay.
can send it on the link. You can
Yeah,
send it on the chat, and I'll have a look at it outside this live stream. I'll take my own time and look at it.
yeah, it's okay.
But I'll
Yeah,
have to take
it's
another person.
no, that's okay.
Yeah.
So basically, what my thinking was that, see, if let's suppose I get a dengue tomorrow,
Mm,
right,
mm,
and I'm tested with my platelets, I got a dengue, and not just
mhm,
platelets, but the test.
mhm,
I'm very sure 101% I'm not going to take the homeopathy medicine. I'll go and get admitted, because I
mm,
know I don't want to take risk.
mm,
If snake bites me, I know
mm,
there is a naga some medicine in the homeopathy, uh,
mm,
naja something, some medicine in the
mm,
homeopathy which actually treats, they say, the cobra bite. I cannot take risk, right? I mean, if
mm,
cobra bites you, you will be dead if keep experimenting yourself. So in those things I understand, but let's suppose there are small elements like, the cold, or low grade fever, and this one.
but
I'm
are they self-resolving? Do they
No.
resolve themselves?
So I have seen that, maybe I don't know, that is again a placebo effect. I'm not sure. I'm also trying to understand this. But when I'm not taking the medicine, I had done this. When I'm not taking the this one homeopathy, and I'm taking the homeopathy, there is a definite difference in the time it takes to cure it. Not just
Mm,
time it takes. After taking the medicine, the symptom, the way it shows up, right? The change in the
mhm,
symptom, that is also very
mhm,
evident for me, because like I said, I'm taking this for 15 years. And when I
mm,
started this, right, medicine, that time I was not, I was kind of going to the progressing to the condition where I'll become asthmatic because
mm,
of my allergic to this one. That time I was not
mm,
able to run 1 kilometer. Now I am a marathon runner.
mm,
That kind of a change has happened to me in my body. So I'm still trying to understand. Now I'm coming to this fold of, of where you are there. I mean, not trying to, not much into spirituality and this one. I'm trying to question a lot of things, and I'm also thinking whether I should continue taking homeopathy or not. Right, that is my situation right now. So that's the way I'm trying to use this interaction with you. So yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't have answers for everything. I don't know who has,
yeah.
but yeah. So
Uh,
I was just thinking that, let's suppose if somebody is using for some time, right, multiple years,
mm, mm.
and if it is working, certain things it is working for them, I think they should continue that. You know what? Nothing wrong in doing that.
See,
For
for
for my mom, for
something.
example, eczema is there, and that, she always seen the difference when she take medicine, that
Mm,
eczema has gone because of the homeopathy, not
mm,
only because of homeopathy. I don't know if
mm.
I should connect that with the because that is not something self curing.
So here's what I would say. See, if you have some resolution that you think is because of homeopathy, maybe 15 years back you had some resolution, and after that point, maybe you, I feel you have a bias in favor of homeopathy. I don't think. I think you will agree. You have a bias, saying that hey, homeopathy will help me,
Hmm.
so I should continue taking that. And maybe every time you do take that, maybe you do subconsciously feel, hey, this is helpful, hey, maybe I'm feeling better. So all these things may influence how much better you feel.
Hmm.
That's what I feel. I can't say for sure until I know you exactly what your case history is.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's all I can say. But
I agree.
you should also, I highly recommend you check out the video, link in
I'll
description.
do. I'll do.
And
Nowadays,
I
I'm
think you will get some answers in that
yeah,
video.
I'm watching a lot of videos of yours.
Thanks,
That
man.
is good. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Good talking to Pranav. I think hopefully I'll
Yep.
talk more with you in future.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you, Sean.
Yeah.
See
Sure.
you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Chirantan, I'm adding you to the stream. And for the audience, for everyone in the queue also, uh, this is the last conversation I'm going to have today. So I don't want
Hello,
to
I'm audible.
keep you waiting. Hey, man, Chirantan. Yeah, you're audible.
So first of all, I really like watching your video content and also Vimo's content. I'm glad that atheism stuff like atheism are in spread in India. So
Mm-hmm.
I have a
Yeah,
question. One of my
glad to.
friend told me about that a scientist. His name is B.N. Achar. He has a software, and he actually calculated. I mean, he actually read the scripture of Mahabharata and calculated the time of Mahabharata some 6,000 years ago, and he actually proved in that software that those astronomical events which are take place in Mahabharata, I mean in Kurukshetra war or like that, I mean those astronomical
Mhm.
events are
Mhm.
exactly that old which are told in the scripture. I mean, if in the scripture said that 6,000 years ago Kurukshetra war held and the
Mhm.
certain kinds of astronomical event took place, and this astronomical event actually matched to the timeline which is given in the scripture, he said, and that's why he said that Mahabharata must be real. And if it is not real, then how can be that astronomical events are so accurate without any help, uh, uh, without any technological advancement? I mean, our
Yeah.
time we have a
Uh,
computer system to acknowledge that point, that,
mhm.
but 1,000 years
Mhm.
ago that is not the case.
So, one thing is that, hey, I'm not denying that some events in the Mahabharata happened at some period of time. Maybe there was two kingdoms, two warring kingdoms, and maybe there
Hmm.
was a war that took place in the areas that are mentioned in the Mahabharata.
Hmm.
Maybe what he did with the software. Of course, I would need to see if you have a link. Please do share. What he did with the software shows that such an event, such astronomical events did happen exactly at the time mentioned. But that doesn't prove that all the supernatural events, there are mention of giants in Mahabharata,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
are supernatural creatures. All these things are to conclude that they're also real is
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
I
is
generally
a
think that there is some kind of short story that a war or some dispute took place,
yeah,
and
maybe.
yeah,
Maybe even the events of Ramayana are also some events of the Ramayana are also based on reality. That doesn't
yeah,
mean everything is. There are a
yeah, yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah,
supernatural
yeah,
things in
and
both epics. Yeah.
yeah, that's human thinking. That's fantasizing the
Mm.
event.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
One more question I have.
Mm.
That friend told me that, do you know that the entire quantum mechanics was described in Vedanta, and I was puzzled about that. And he said that scientists like Schrodinger, Niels Bohr, scientists like that who are actually the pinnacle of quantum physics and quantum mechanics, they also said that when they want imagination or when they want an inspiration, they read Vedanta. And in Vedanta, I mean, they are in favor of Vedanta. They kind of trying to say that if someone cannot understand quantum physics, they must read
Mm.
Vedanta to understand that. Uh,
So what people usually point to is Schrodinger, I believe, had a quote that was from the Bhagavad Gita, and they said that, hey, if Schrodinger, the father of quantum mechanics, who made all these, who made references to the Bhagavad Gita and also did something in nuclear physics, that must mean that Bhagavad Gita has a lot of nuclear science in it. I don't think you can make that connection. Maybe whatever he said was just metaphorical. It's not a maybe, it's a
yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
What he
yeah,
said was, wait, I'll just finish. What
yeah,
he
yeah.
said was metaphorical, and a lot of people who want it to be true, want what, want, you know, facts associating Hinduism with science or their religion with science to be true. Maybe they hear this and they immediately jump at the fact that, hey, look at this person saying this, that must mean that, hey, our
Yeah.
scriptures are scientifically superior, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't jump to this conclusion, I would say.
Yeah, I think Swaringer said that when he said that everyone should read Vedanta if you understand quantum physics, he meant to say that in quantum physics there is superposition of particles. So when Swaringer read the
I
Vedanta,
don't I
yeah,
don't think that's the association we should make. I'm 100% sure that scriptures written at a time where we didn't understand what particles were, where we didn't understand what superposition was, where all these things were unknown, to think that these scriptures talked about this kind of advanced
no, no, no,
20th
no, that
century
that that
physics is,
cannot be possible.
yeah, it's unreasonable. So
Man, I
yeah,
mean, don't have a large hierarchy like that. How do I understand that particles are that kind of behavior?
exactly.
I think they'll
Exactly.
saw a similarity, certain kind of similarity, and said that things. Well,
The people who want to see that similarity saw that similarity.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
probably happened.
And that's all. Thank you for
Yeah,
inviting
man.
me.
Chirantan. Yep.
Thank you.
Great talking
Yep,
to you. See you.
yep. See.
And there are a few people in the queue, so I must tell you that I'm not taking on any more callers. I don't want this stream to be longer than this. So everyone who came on, thank you for coming on. And yeah, that's the end of the stream. I will see you next time. Where's the mouse when you need it? Bye.